Hi viewers and subscribers, welcome to another book review of In a Week, and I'm your host Hayao. Today is a special book review because it's not going to be about one book, it's going to be about two books. And the reason why that is because these are books that are related, and it's supposed to be read together if you actually want to read the whole story. And the story is of Hayao Miyazaki. So the book is called The Starting Point, and then there's a second book which is A Turning Point, which is basically a continuation, 1997 to 2008. So these two books cover the career of Hayao Miyazaki over this period, and these books are translated by Beth, Cary, and Frederik Schodt. I would say it's a lot to unpack in this episode, so without any further delay, let's get into the book review.
As I said earlier, there is a lot to unpack in these two books. I made sure to give my viewers a precise and concise book review of The Starting Point and The Turning Point, along with my comments about what I learned from these two books. So, Starting Point covers the first 2 decades of Miyazaki's career from 1979 to 1996. It includes his thoughts that go back to the roots of Miyazaki's childhood, how his theories about animation were formed, and the very foundation of Studio Ghibli. Before working on his own films, Miyazaki was just another salaried animator. However, Miyazaki has an independent vision of his own. He experienced frustrations with manga and animation industries that were in the way of his creativity. So in a starting point, we find out how Miyazaki came to be Miyazaki. Now, in Turning Point, which is the second book, The Turning Point covers the period from 1997 to 2008. It is a follow-up of The Starting Point. So if you ever had a hard time understanding Hayao Miyazaki's animations and you just enjoyed them because they touched your senses, then Turning Point will serve as your guide to understanding these animation films better, because the book covers the very thoughts of Hayao Miyazaki on these animations, whether they were presented in a form of his interviews or letters, articles, speeches, memoirs, or storyboards. Hayao Miyazaki is a name that has touched the hearts and minds of millions of children and adults alike by his works in animation. The sheer depth of his creativity can only be understood by understanding his thoughts. The beauty of these two books, Starting Point and Turning Point, is that they cover exactly that, the thoughts of Hayao Miyazaki. Now I will share with the viewers my thoughts about these two books. What touched me the most was the very consistency of Hayao Miyazaki's thoughts throughout his career. I admire the fact that the money he earned was used to make more works for the benefit of future generations, rather than self-enrichment. Hayao Miyazaki loves to know what little children think of his works, as they are the real audience he's trying to communicate with. These books also shed light on issues faced in animation, from studios and the way they operate, to salaries and work hours of the animators, as well as the creative process itself to bring an animation to life. Personally, I did not have a clue about any of these topics, and these two books helped me overcome my ignorance about these topics related to animation. I also did not know that Hayao Miyazaki was personally involved in designing the Ghibli Museum to ensure it is not just another museum with some stuff to stare at, but a place where kids can let their imagination run free. Miyazaki's love of nature and its preservation is not just ideas, as he took action in cleaning up a river, which makes him someone who not only talks the talk but also walks the walk. I was also impressed with his close relationship with his colleagues and how he credited people openly who deserved acknowledgement for their great work cooperation, and advice. So if you are a fan of Miyazaki and his animations, then Starting Point and The Turning Point are your best guides about both. If you like the content, please subscribe, like the video, and comment below. Help the channel grow. Thank you for watching in a week.